Marc Benioff just dropped a pricing bombshell that every SaaS founder needs to hear. He is saying vendors have become agentic AI pricing problem. And here's why this changes everything about how we think about monetizing AI. I was reading this InformationWeek piece about Benioff's latest comments on AI pricing, and as a pricing strategist myself, I see something most people are missing. This is not just about AI pricing. It's about a fundamental shift in how software creates and then captures value. Here is the multi-dimensional problem Benioff is trying to highlight. First, traditional consumption-based pricing, charging by tokens, API calls, or compute time, completely fall apart when AI agents work autonomously. Think about it. If an AI agent is running 24/7, making thousands of micro decisions and API calls, consumption-based pricing becomes either prohibitively expensive for the customers or unsustainable for the vendors. Second, the value an autonomous agent creates has almost no correlation to its resource consumption. An agent might use minimal compute to make a decision that saves a company millions. Third, customers can't predict or control consumption when agents operate independently, creating massive budget uncertainty. The evolution here is fascinating. We have gone from seat-based licensing, where you paid per user, to usage-based pricing, where you paid for what you consumed. And now we are entering the era of autonomous agents that operate without human intervention. The old pricing models assume human-driven consumption patterns. But when AI agents can spawn other agents, make independent decisions, and scale operations autonomously, those assumptions break down completely. Now let's talk about the regulatory and competitive context that makes this even more complex. Salesforce and other major vendors are dealing with enterprise procurement processes that were not designed for autonomous AI. Legal and finance teams are struggling with questions like, who is liable when an AI agent makes a costly mistake? How do you audit autonomous agent activity? What happens when an agent's behavior changes after a model update? These are not just pricing questions. They are governance and risk management challenges that directly impact how companies can monetize AI. The competitive dynamics are equally fascinating. Right now, we are seeing three distinct strategies emerge. First, the credit system approach, where companies like Anthropic and OpenAI give you tokens or credits to use. But this does create anxiety because customers can't predict when they will run out. Second, the flat fee add-on model, where you pay a fixed monthly fee for AI capabilities. This is winning in the enterprise because of its predictability, but vendors risk leaving money on the table. Third, and this is where Benioff is pointing, the outcome-based model, where you pay for results, not consumption. Here's where the psychology gets really interesting. Traditional pricing software anchors on effect: more seats, more usage, more cost. But agentic AI flips this completely. The value comes from less human effort, not more. This creates a psychological mismatch where customers feel like they should pay less as the AI does more work, even though they are getting more value. Smart vendors are already reframing this by pricing on business outcomes, things like deals closed, tickets resolved, reports generated. The key is finding value metrics that increase as the AI gets better, not a decrease. Now let me break down the implementation strategy for different types of companies. For AI native startups, start with usage-based pricing to learn your unit economics, but plan your transition to outcome-based models from day one. Build the instrumentation to track business outcomes, not just API calls. Now for established SaaS companies, adding AI features. Resist the temptation to just bolt on usage-based AI pricing. Instead, bundle AI capabilities into your existing tiers, but with clear value limits. For enterprise vendors, the winning formula is committed use agreements with outcome-based true-ups. Give predictability with upside sharing. The measurement challenge is critical. You need real-time visibility into three things. First, cost attribution. Which customers and use cases drive AI costs? Value creation. What business outcomes are your AI agents actually delivering? 3. Competitive benchmarking. How your AI pricing compares to alternatives, including the human labor. Without this data, you are flying blind. Now here's my comprehensive framework for navigating this transition. First, identify your highest value use case for AI and business metrics they actually impact. Don't price based on how cool the AI is. Price based on the problem it solves. Second, offer multiple pricing models during the transition period. Some customers will want predictability, others will want pay as you go flexibility. Third, invest heavily in customer education. The biggest barrier to AI monetization is not technology. It's customers not understanding the value. Fourth, build pricing flexibility into your architecture from the start. You will need to experiment rapidly as this market constantly evolves. If you only remember one thing from this analysis, remember this: the winners in agentic AI pricing won't be the ones with most sophisticated models or lowest costs. They will be the ones who best align their pricing with customer value creation, not resource consumption. This is the fundamental shift Benioff is highlighting. The long-term implications are massive. We are moving toward a world where software pricing is completely detached from traditional metrics like seats or usage. Instead, we are pricing based on business outcomes, risk reduction, and strategic advantage. Companies that make this transition successfully will capture extraordinary value. Those that don't will find themselves in a race to the bottom on compute costs. I am Akhil from Monetizely, and if you are wrestling with how to price your AI capabilities, especially autonomous agents, drop a comment below. I would love to analyze your specific situation and help you navigate this transition. What's the biggest pricing challenge you are facing with AI right now?